Hey, good buddies. It's your good buddy, Brandon. Before we get into the show, we just wanted to get a little somber, I guess. But if you haven't seen the news, well, I'm about to tell you about it, and you probably have. But the 18th, so yesterday when we were recording this, early morning in Japan, a arsonist attacked Kyoto Animation Studios, KyoAni, and it's pretty sickening, man. There's a lot of bad stuff. Basically, a lot of people have lost their lives. It's devastating. It's absolutely terrible. And this is, of course, an animation studio that, gave us a bunch of great hits and beautiful artwork. But moreover, it's just really devastating the amount of lives lost here. And if you are so inclined and have the wherewithal, Sentai Filmworks here out of Houston has set up a GoFundMe. If you want to help support KyoAni, it's gofundme.com/f/help-KyoAni-heal. I'll tell you, I've already donated and I'm sharing it. You might have seen it on the Twitter and the, Good Buddies Universe Facebook. But if you're so inclined and you have the ability, please help them out. It really mean a lot to, if no one else, to me, certainly, but to them, I'm sure. And if you don't have the ability to help out, share it, tell your friends. If you believe in prayer, pray. If you believe in good vibes and, the power of positivity, then send all that way, because there's a lot of people hurting right now. Thanks for listening, and let's get to the show. Ramble. All right.
Oh, okay.
Anything else about Dororo, man? How cool was that ending? I loved it.
It was very awesome, dude. That fight scene. I'm actually going to do my best not to spoil any big twist here either.
Yeah.
I was doing my very best. I don't know if you could tell about one of the twists.
you were trying.
I was doing my very best.
I don't think either of us slipped. I think we did it okay.
I don't think so. I think it was the first time I didn't slip on something like that.
Let's not even mention what we're talking about. It'll be great.
Yeah,
maybe they'll watch it and find out.
That fight scene was fucking dope, dude.
Yeah, it was intense.
It was great.
There's a bit where homie hits the wall and then has a quick flashback of oh, that's where we used to measure everyone's height. I'm like, holy dude.
Yeah. It's
that was intense.
There's a tour going on through that fight, too.
It's wild. It's good stuff. And even the very
This was the desk that my father gave me.
Damn it. This is my room. Get out of my room.
I thought it was really cool.
This cool
show
stuff.
was it was just such a pleasure to watch something like this.
It was good times.
It's harder and harder to get really, really good gritty action anime.
Yeah, man, it was a good time.
And
I was really into it. Honestly, more than I thought it would be. I mean, I figured I'd have a good time, but I usually don't go for the gory, actiony stuff.
Yeah.
But this one had enough of a good story too that I was into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very violent.
I don't know if I could deal with.
They did not scrimp on it at all.
For example, I don't know if I could deal with a show where someone says, "Oh, I don't know, what's the most dangerous gas," and then blows into someone's ear and their head explodes. That sounds like it's too much and too silly for me. But this one,
that's Baki.
Yeah, this one had enough of a captivating story.
Would you say that it was
it.
Tasteful gore?
No. What, this?
Yeah.
It was tasteful enough. It was tasteful as I'm gonna get with gore. I will say that just the intro, the second intro, with the bugs crawling through them, that bummed me out.
Yeah.
That was hard
rotting
to look at.
Bugs reading out his inside.
Yeah.
It's yucky, but that song is good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Gonna have to add it to my playlist.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, I really like the second end song though. God, that song.
The second end
awesome.
song is beautiful. Both the end songs are very beautiful, but yeah, they were good.
It's got that lo-fi hip hop beat to it.
Yeah, man.
It's nice.
Yeah, man, it's a good time. Anything else to say? You want to move on to other stuff?
No, it was just a really good show.
Yeah, man.
If you didn't hear the review and you're here for some reason, go check out the review. If you already checked out Dororo and you're just here to hear what we have to say,
yeah, man.
Well, let us know what you thought about the show as well, because we both really enjoyed it, and I hope we get more stuff like this.
Absolutely.
That is the dream, right?
It is
to
indeed.
Want good anime.
I want more.
That's
good
what
animes.
We're here for.
Love
baby.
me a good anime.
That's what we're here for.
Well, Roger, I have a question for you, and one that burns within my very heart and soul, and I must know the answer. Hey, Roger, what have you been watching?
Dude, I actually...
not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot.
Because you had to watch all of Dororo.
I had a bunch of Dororo to go through.
Yeah, you were not caught up on Dororo.
And that show, like, I wouldn't say that it like demands your attention totally, but it's like you don't want to look away from it.
No,
you don't want to miss anything.
It's an eye catcher for sure.
Yeah. So that show was kind of girthy, and like if I had to stop and do anything, there ain't no way that I was letting it play in the background. I was pausing it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and I was catching all of it. But I trucked through it, and there were a lot of really good episodes. However, I did watch a couple of things. I did catch a couple of new shows.
Tell me about it.
Once I finished Dororo, I was feeling. I finished it yesterday, and I was feeling kind of yucky. I was feeling much yuckier yesterday than I did today. So I finished Dororo, and I was like, well, I've been sitting here like a fat lump all day. And I picked up over the living room a little bit, and I was like, if I finish one room, if I clean up one room, tidy it up,
Gonna reward myself with a little anime.
yeah, then I can reward myself with more anime.
Oh my god.
And I can dive into that 47-minute long first episode of Astra.
Lost in Space. What'd you think?
I thought it was really cool, dude.
It's pretty neat, right?
I will say that Wiru Senpai, who is a frequent commenter, he mentioned something on the post about the sound effects, and they were like annoying to them. And I don't think that I would have ever noticed all of the ridiculous sound effects had they not pointed that out.
I have not noticed any ridiculous sound effects. Guess I'm gonna rewatch some.
Yeah. Okay, so anytime anything wacky happens, dude, there is a fucking wacky sound effect for it.
Yeah?
All the time, dude.
There's a decent amount of wacky stuff in that first episode. Yeah.
Yes, they're I would have never noticed.
Those little cop bots, those are fun.
Yeah, Wiru kind of cursed me in that sense, where now I actually really do like the show.
And you're like, damn it, I gotta deal with this
damn
now.
it, dude, I'm noticing all these fucking sound effects that would have just buzzed out of my ears, had somebody not mentioned it. But thanks again for commenting, good buddy.
Love ya.
Overall, though, the show is cool. It's cool. Yeah, I got another cough drop.
I kind of want a cough drop now. Just you getting a cough drop makes me want a cough drop.
There you go, man. It's the honey lemon, dude.
My throat doesn't hurt, but I feel like it does a little bit because I see you sucking on cough drop. I'm like, I want a cough drop.
It's not them Ludens, dude.
It's
not them candy. It's a honey lemon, dude. It makes you feel like it's working.
The good stuff.
Yeah, halls.
Get back in there, champ, it says.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of little things on it. Mine says, be unstoppable.
Mine says, get back in there, champ. Tough is your middle name. Flex your can-do muscle and go for it.
Oh, I got turn can-do into candid.
Candid?
Yeah. High five yourself.
That's not good.
On your wiener.
What? It doesn't say on your wiener.
That's what it says, dude.
You're a liar.
This cough drop is lewd.
Anyway.
Is it a Ludens?
You're a bad person. You got anything else to tell?
Yeah, Astro is really cool though. There's a really cool mystery going on about it. And it's pretty cool to look at.
I'm looking forward to seeing more of these worlds that they go to.
It kind of gives me that excitement that Made in Abyss gave me, where
I want to see what's next.
Hell,
yeah.
what the hell is a Turgon?
Turd-gone?
Yeah,
a turd you flush. Turd gone.
He's gone. I'm really excited to see these other planets. So
yeah, man.
And there's also some mystery there. Ooh. So Scoob and the gang are on the case trying to figure out who may or may not be a traitor.
I'll tell you one thing I like that, like, I would not have thought I would be into this, but every one of these characters, their little spacesuits, particularly the girls, because you see them like changing into their spacesuits.
They're all different brands.
They're all different brands.
Yeah,
they all have
cool.
different designs. They're like obviously, Homegirl's a little like debutante, so hers is like much fancier than yours. Like you just know it's more expensive. It's like okay, but like just look at them. They all look cool. It's like whenever I see someone in a spacesuit, particularly in a show or something, it's like we're all in the same uniform with some company or some organization. Here it's like, nah, man, these are designer, baby. Got that Gucci spacesuit.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of cool, dude.
It's pretty neat.
They got the
that's
Nike.
That's a nice little
detail.
detail.
They got the Reebok. They got the Adidas. They got the FUBU.
God, if FUBU's still around
I don't
in the year
know,
3000, whenever this is taking place.
I don't know if it's around currently.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Fila. They got the Filas.
All right, that's enough.
They got the Skechers.
You're going
it's
too
the
far.
fucking S, dude.
Oh, no. I'm shaking in my pro kids, bro.
I won this on Figure It Out.
Oh, no. You're a bad person.
Also, there's a puppet called Bigo.
Yeah.
And I have a dog called Beagle Buddy, and I'm like, oh my god,
It's
the
Beagle
fucking
Buddy.
Bigo Buddy.
Bigo Buddy.
I liked it. I thought it was really, really cool.
Hey, I'll tell you one reason to watch the show if nothing else. There's a blonde kid who is like, oh, he's so cute, he's so pretty, oh, and he can cook, ooh, so fancy. And his fucking name is Charles LaCroix.
Like the fucking water.
It's pronounced LaCroix. They say LaCroix.
Yeah.
And I'm like, y'all are classing it up a little bit. Charles LaCroix.
I always get confused is if like the water is LaCroix.
It's LaCroix.
Because I swear to God, my girlfriend switches it on me every time.
Well, yeah. I mean, you say LaCroix to sound fancy. It's LaCroix. It's pronounced LaCroix.
I'll say LaCroix and she'll be like, nah, it's LaCroix.
You want it to be LaCroix.
And then I'll be like, hey, do you got any of those LaCroix? She goes, nah, it's LaCroix.
Yeah.
I think she'd be switching it on me.
I think she's fucking
playing
with
a
you.
mind game.
It's pretty funny. She's laughing in the next room for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you want to say what you want to do is when you say the croix to like leave your tongue like dip down here, so it's like la croix,
like croissant,
la croix. You want to do one of them, but it's LaCroix.
Spicy meatball.
Jesus Christ, that's not all of this. It's just wrong. You're a monster.
Oh, I don't know what.
You got anything?
Yeah, man, I watched the second episode of Fire Force.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was good. I thought it was better than the first one.
How did you love those little fire sprites Homegirl makes?
Yeah, I did.
The little sputters.
The sputters.
I don't know what noise. Do they make the same noise in the dub? Because in the sub they were like pew 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 pew. That's like a little noise they kept making. Oh, they were so cute.
Yeah, they make a little pew pews. They're cool. Well, and we got a new character, and his name was it Alexander?
I think it was Arthur or something. I don't remember.
Arthur Boyle. I hate that name.
It's a bad name.
Boyle?
Just call him Pendragon like you want to.
Of all the things you could be creative with, you gave the man the last name of Boyle. And I apologize to any of the good buddies out there that might have the last name of Boyle.
You still say it like that. You can't do that. You can't be like Boyle, freaking Boyle. Hey, apologize to anybody out there named Boyle. Like you can't.
You know, like I love you, good buddies. You should get that shit changed.
That's terrible. You're a bad person.
I'm a bad person.
You talking shit on Susan? You talking shit on Susan Boyle? She's fucking great. She dreamed a dream of times gone by.
I don't know who that is.
That's a lady who went on like, it wasn't American Idol, it was like X Factor, one of those shows, and like she was like this goofy little middle-aged woman who like everyone's like, oh yeah, she can't sing, whatever. Like everyone's just looking at her all crazy, and then she busts out, oh, I dreamed a dream. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Fucking Simon Cowell is crying. It was really good. Y'all remember that?
No. Did she win?
She got a bunch of money for record deals. She's the one who also, more importantly, when her new album came out, there was a hashtag that they use, Susan album party, which if you look at it, looks like Sue's anal bum party, and it was really great. Don't you want to go to the anal bum party?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Anyway, that's Susan Boyle.
Yeah.
Arthur Boyle, who thinks he's a Arthurian knight and he's got a lightsaber. Hell yeah.
Yep. But yeah, I thought it was better. I will say that I might switch over to the sub because I have checked it out in dub. They're doing a simul dub, which is pretty impressive.
I didn't know that was a thing.
If you're doing a simul dub, that's pretty impressive.
That's just gonna be on Toonami, bro.
But it kind of shines. It kind of shows that it's very like
it's rushed.
They're getting out there quick. It is not my favorite dub.
It's gonna be on Toonami. That's cool.
It's not like on MHA where you have the week advance or whatever, however long it is that they can really perfect the episodes. Now I much more appreciate that waiting. Like if you want to watch a dub,
I get you.
Do the wait. And I wish they would do it for this. But it's not bad. It's not unwatchable or anything like that. It's good. And I thought it was a step up. I didn't notice anything weird animation wise in this one, like I thought it did in the first. But also my PS4 app could have been effing up. So
now that's the thing. When you said that, I rewatched that first episode, and because you were talking about like the cuts and stuff, and I felt like a couple times they were like it was abrupt, but I didn't think it was like like it didn't bother me. I never really. Okay. I didn't notice it the first time. Let me see what that way. Particularly, there's a bit where like they're getting ready to go into this place and deal with a thing, and there's a bunch of people like sorting, like they're at a table and they're like blah de blah. The plan is to go in from here, and it just cuts to like outside, and like that seemed abrupt, but like it wasn't like I don't know. I didn't get it.
Sure.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, it was a good episode though. I'm still interested by the show. There are a few new shows. There's one called BIM that I've been looking at, and it's on its first episode, so I'm gonna check that out.
I heard about that. I haven't watched it.
Yeah, it just came out. I think it was a couple of days ago. The first episode released.
Yeah,
it was a later release.
Oh, I want another thing I want to know about. You and Kat finished Evangelion?
We did. We have not watched the movie yet. I'm glad you asked about that because, boy, did Kat hate the ending to the anime.
Yeah, she did.
She freaking hated it.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Right on, bro.
Right on, bro. Yeah.
I don't remember what he says. Wasn't right on, bro.
Great job, buddy.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
I think he just says, everybody's, congratulations, Shinji. Congratulations. Congrats, bro.
And then Gendo's like, fucking A, dude.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I have learned, though, that ending, the more times you see it, the more you kind of appreciate it.
I feel like...
Because the more you pick up on what's happening.
Yeah. I never really... Again, I never got into the show. I still haven't seen any of the movies.
Yeah, you still haven't seen the ending, have you?
No, I haven't seen any. I've seen the end of the show. I've never seen, like, the movies or any of that.
So you don't know the context of it completely.
I don't really. I know enough about it now that I get it. Because, like, the whole show is about, like, not only these angels and all that stuff and the Meg fights and all that, but it's also about Shinji learning to love himself, right?
Yes.
Because he's a fucking depressed, I'm terrible, I'm shit. Mm-hmm. Like, that's his whole thing. But so that's the ending. But then it's also, like, there's, like, a reality split thing, right?
Well, there's Sealy, which that's another thing they say in the Netflix anime differently all the time.
Gross.
Oh, it's so freaking annoying. They say it's
Haley told me
time.
she watched a little bit of Evangelion. She was like, no, he's right when they say, like, they keep changing how they say Nirv and Narv. It's really gross.
They do it with I always said Sealy or Sealy. And however you want to say it, that's fine. Just say it the same way every time.
And they don't.
If you're doing and they don't. But they're a clandestine organization along.
It's like the anti-Nerve, right?
Yeah. Well, no, not entirely. Them and Nerve work together.
Okay.
However, Gendo has his own plans. Nerve itself doesn't have the exact same plans as Gendo. He has an ulterior motive. Mm-hmm. But the whole purpose of all this is to begin something called human instrumentality.
Right.
And that is what you're experiencing in this last 2 episodes.
Okay.
Human instrumentality has begun. It really, like, it... The more you see the ending, the more I realize that, at least me, I appreciated it more.
Sure.
Because I picked up on more this time around. More things, like, listening. I wasn't, like, so focused on, like, the first time or the second time that I saw it. I was more focused, I think, on being the fact that I was confused than I was at what was actually happening.
I get you.
What they were actually doing. Where the actual breaks of switching from character to character and what the meaning behind the instrumentality was.
I get you.
So I appreciated it more. Kat did not.
Yeah, clearly.
I broke it all down and she was like, okay, well.
Now that you've explained it to me, thank you.
She was like, but what about...
Now that you've mansplained.
But what about the robots?
What about the robots?
What about the robots? I was like, well, you know, if you want to see the robots, these 2 episodes get replaced in a movie, The End of Evangelion. So, if you don't know how that's worked, I don't know if you know that or not, but the last 2 episodes are a complete replacement for the movie. The movie overrides those.
Gotcha.
So, we haven't watched that yet because it is a good hour and 40, hour and 30 or so.
That's the YouTube thing that I remember watching that was like, here's all these different timelines. I was like, I didn't know there were timelines. Yeah, timelines.
Yeah.
So like, it's, all that stuff.
Yeah, and then the rebuilds after the first movie kind of break off into their own.
It's like another timeline, right? It's like.
However, the rebuilds are very good, and I'm super excited for that 4th one.
2020.
I want it.
Next year.
It's my rebuild, and I want it now.
Wow.
But
pretty good stuff, dude.
Overall, like, once we have some time to, like, kind of sit down and hang out for a little bit, and we don't have anything to do, it's been a busy week or so. Because Kat had a show in the middle of the week, so her work schedule got kind of pushed all around.
Sure.
But we're going to get to see the end of Evangelion. I'll see what she thinks. I know for a fact that she's going to like that one more.
Nice.
Whereas, you know, up to this point, I haven't rewatched it again with my new feelings on the ending, the original ending, but I like the end more with the movie. But we'll see. We'll quote back on that whenever it happens. So, yeah. What have you been watching, good buddy?
Oh, a few things. Mostly the same stuff I watched last week. A lot of the new shows that are coming out, watching those. Fire Force, we already mentioned.
Noise.
Second episode of Amazing Savage Season was pretty great. There's a third episode coming out now.
I'm stoked. Except not to watch on a high dive entirely.
Yeah.
I hope it goes on to Crunchyroll.
I got through the third episode of How Heavy the Dumbbells You Lift, and I mean, this show is very pretty, but honestly, like, here's the thing about that show is that, as I said before, it's like the whole, like, it starts with the calorie counting and all that, and her friend telling her, man, you put on weight. The thing is, like, I want to be clear that, like, fitness isn't obviously is not a bad thing. Being physically fit, working out is not a bad thing. Watching your weight and dieting and all that isn't a bad thing. What's a bad thing is because like I've seen sports animes, TV shows, this and that, where like there's just an episode that's about like a character trying to get into shape or trying to work out, trying to build muscle and all that stuff. The problem is that this one predicates it all on shame. That this person is doing this specifically because they want a hot body, and it really freaked them out because their friend was saying, man, you're getting fat. There's a bit where like they're just walking, and again, these characters look exactly the same in their goddamn schoolgirls outfits, and the one, her friend is like, oh Jesus, your zipper's about to pop off, oh God. It's like, dude, it's all just predicated on shame, and that bothers me. So I think I'm done with that show. I got through 3. It's very fun. It's very pretty, very fun to look at. There is some decently funny stuff in there, but I don't know. It's not really doing it for me.
Okay.
Beyond that,
maybe it'll come around and like maybe that serves a purpose to where it's something they must overcome. I don't know. Maybe somebody will bring that up later on.
I don't have
Somebody's
much
right
faith
ahead
in
in the
it.
manga.
I don't have that much faith in it, quite frankly. But
so
hey,
if you know something,
how dare you? If you know anything about that show, or you know something I don't, by all means, tell me if it gets amazing, and I'll catch up. How about that? Okay. Everybody in the comments, love y'all.
That sounds fair.
I did watch. Oh my God! Earlier today, I watched the second episode of Do You Love Your Mom and her 2-hit multi-target attacks and all that stuff, whatever it's called.
Oh man, I'm so excited to watch that one.
Buddy, I'm gonna need you to get on those 2 episodes as quickly as possible, because I can't tell you the second half of the second episode, but Jesus, some stuff happens, and I'm like, is this gonna be the show, dude? Is this gonna be the show? I don't know. It starts off very well with the mom like interviewing potential party members for them while they're in this game and whatnot, and like just turning everyone down because of various reasons. I'll tell you one because it's right at the beginning of the second episode. The first one that she's like, yes, you're in, is a little girl who's got pink hair and whatnot, and she's adorable. Her name is Porter. And she has taken a non-combat class. She literally cannot fight, but she's like a merchant, so she can make stuff. She can create items. She can do like healing items and stuff, and she gets a discount at shops and hotel and like inns and stuff. And mom's like, oh, she's like a walking coupon. I love it. And I'm like, yeah, you do. It's really cute. But yeah, the mom continues to be adorable. And then a thing happens in the second half of the episode that I will not talk about, and so I will move on to a different show. God, this show. All right. Here's the big 2 that I really want to talk about. Is one is a show that I didn't realize was a thing, and I'm really glad. I watched I think it was Mother's Basement did a little like, hey, check out these shows thing. Nice of them. Sick. And one of them was a show that I hadn't heard of, and I looked up this show, and I'm pretty into it so far. It is called Given. Have you heard of Given?
I don't think so.
Okay. So here's the story. Basically, we start with this dude. So first of all, the very first thing you see in here is a little bit dark, and we'll see where this show goes. But you see what appears to be this guy who's like ends up being one of the main characters, holding a guitar. Everything's black and white.
Yes, I do know what you're talking about.
And the very first thing you see though is him like leaving his apartment. It's like a flashback or something, and he's like holding a guitar in this room. Everything's black and white, and you see what appears to be someone's feet just kind of dangling. Looks like there was a suicide. Kind of a bummer. But the show goes from there into this kid's like this kind of a weird kid, kind of sleepy, and he's carrying this guitar everywhere, this freaking Gibson. And there's this other kid who's in a band who sees him, and they start talking. The kid's like, "Do you know how to play guitar? What, you know how to fix this?" Because the strings are all messed up. And he ends up doing it for him. He ends up watching them play, like practice his little band, jamming out. And it goes from there. And buddy, the first half of it is pretty fun, and then there's a bit in the middle where it kind of like dips. It's a little bit boring because it's just like the kid trying to hang out with this kid, and he doesn't want to hang out with him because he's too cool or whatever. And then there's a bit toward the end where they're just like jamming out, and you're watching these dudes just play these instruments, the drums and the bass and everything, and it's like clearly like the 3D 2D thing.
Yeah,
like,
it's
they're really making them,
yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, they're really making those hands work. It's pretty cool. Music is quite good. Haven't had any like singing yet, so it ain't full on Mongolian Chop Squad, but it is being called Boys Love Mongolian Chop Squad because these dudes is almost certainly gonna fuck. And baby, I'm into it. It's a good time so
Boy
far.
Love Beck, man.
Yeah.
I seen some trailers. I haven't memorized all the names to the anime this season.
Yeah.
But there's a freaking metric shit ton.
There's a lot of animes this season.
Yes. I am familiar a little bit with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much as I really know what's going on. I just know the general premise. I saw a couple trailers for it.
Yeah, I'm into it so far. 2 episodes are out. I watched them both already.
Yeah, I was intending on watching it.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I'm into it right now. It's gonna be a good time, I think, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, that one's pretty fun. And the other one I want to talk about, this is one you did tell me about. Let's talk about Vinland Saga.
Okay, I haven't watched it yet.
I'm not going to tell you about Vinland Saga.
But you can tell a little bit about it.
I will tell you, it's pretty cool. There's a lot of cool fights. They do go a little hard on the CG a couple times, but it's mostly just when like they need to get the big sweeping like spin around shots and stuff. So it's not so overwhelming that it's disturbing. It's being compared to Berserk, which I never watched, but you said, yeah, it looks Berserky.
Yep. It looks berserky.
It looks berserky.
I love Berserk.
I'm into it so far, man. It looks like it also seems like it's gonna be a pretty, like, I don't know how many episodes this thing's slated for. If it's 12 or 24.
I don't know.
You might look that up, but it seems like it's gonna be kind of a slow burn because we are 3 episodes in, and it hasn't been boring yet, but it's kind of broadcasting like something pretty serious is going to happen, and it ain't happened yet. So
24 episodes.
It is 24. Okay, so we're getting the slow burn treatment. I'm into that. It seems like if it goes the way I'm thinking it's going to be a real epic of a Viking story, and I'm into it. I'm very into it. It's a good time. I won't say anything more because my good buddy Roger hasn't watched it yet. But
so what's crazy is I mentioned this one before, and you're like, I don't know.
Well,
Vikings. I don't know.
It's mostly because it's Vikings and fucking. You know who loves Vikings? White supremacists.
Well, dude, Vikings can't help that. It's not the Vikings' fault.
All right, but yeah, I'm into it so far. It's pretty interesting, and it's on. I mean, it is on Amazon if that bothers you, but I'm into it. It's fine.
Yeah.
One more thing I want to talk about. This is not a new anime. This is a very silly thing that me and Haley were hanging out like a week ago. We were going through like trying to find something to watch, and a thing was recommended to me on Verve, and I watched it. And it's a movie, quote unquote. It's about 47 minutes long, so double episode basically. It's called Riding Bean. You ever heard of Riding Bean?
I have not.
You gotta watch this fucking pile. You gotta watch this fucking pile. So this show, this movie was apparently planned to be a series of movies. That didn't happen. Some of the characters are reworked and made into like a different series. They went on for a little bit. I don't have the name of that off the top of my head. But boy, oh boy, this whole thing, like, it's like in Chicago, I think. It's placed in Chicago. There's a guy like think like Baby Driver. Like this guy's like not a kid, but like a grown man who's very good at driving. He's got a freaking James Bond car that does all this crazy shit, and he's like, you know, he's the guy who like, they call him in when they can't get caught by the cops, but the cops call him in when they need to catch someone else. That kind of thing. So basically, he's
Go-Go
like,
13.
He's basically Go-Go 13. He's got a fancy magic car. The show is absurd because the voice acting's ridiculous. It's like, you know, one of them 80s things. It's real doofy at times, and it's incredibly violent. Like right off the bat, someone gets blown to hell with a shotgun. It's wild. But then it like tones down after that first 5 minutes for some reason. Like, damn, you're just gonna lead with that, huh? All right. But then, like, it's really wild. A lot of twists and turns. The voice acting is at times fine, at times really laughable. I never understood watching a bad movie on purpose until I saw Riding Bean. And now I'm like, yeah, that was fun. Because we're just sitting there laughing the whole time. And then there's parts of like, oh man, like it tricks you.
Well, dude, maybe that's a future review.
It tricks you into thinking it's going to be like good for a little bit. And then at the end, it's just so crazy. He just turns into the Terminator. He's the Terminator Jesus. Like, he can't be stopped when he's taking these people down. I'm not going to spoil too much for you, but man, it's absurd. And I will say that, like, the animation seems not great, but then there's bits where, like, there's a bit where, like, they're driving down the road and someone's in a big truck hucking grenades at them. And, like, watching these 2D grenades, like zip through the air and fling around and then, like, get bounced away and blow up. That was some really good animation. And there's other bits that are like, this is a show, huh? It's wild, man. It's called Riding Bean. Check that shit out.
Riding Bean. Okay.
Riding Bean. It is on Verve. I think it's on Crunchyroll, maybe. I don't know. It's on one of those. It's on Verve. Watch that shit.
I'll have
it's hilarious.
to check it out, man.
But yeah, man, that's what I've been watching. That show is ridiculous, man. But yeah, it's like a movie. It's like 40 minutes long, something like that. Absolutely absurd. But I had fun watching it, and that's what I've been watching. Anything else to talk about? Do you want to do the little anime news? You want to talk about
we can talk a little bit about the... we can talk first about Fire Force. Third episode is not going to be airing this week.
Which is tasteful, because
yes,
there was a... you heard it in the little pre-bit we have here. If you haven't read the news, read the news. Oh, boy. But yeah, Kyoto Animation Studio, Studio One, I believe it was struck by an arsonist in a absolutely disgusting act. I was talking to Roger about it, and
it's bad.
Apparently... So, first of all, let's get this out of the way. More than 30 people for sure. I've been reading like 34, then I see 33. I don't know. But a large number of men and women who worked there, and apparently there were some people there who were not employees. At least 6 people were not employees. We don't know if they're the ones who died or anything. We don't have names of the victims, but yes, somewhere above 30 people have lost their lives. It's absolutely disgusting that this happened.
Yep.
It's a real bummer, man.
Yeah, this studio's brought us some really good anime too.
Violet Evergarden is the one that jumps to mind immediately. Absolutely beautiful. A Silent Voice.
Some of the Full Metal Panic stuff.
Yes, Full Metal Panic.
K on the movie.
I never watched Haruhi, but they did Haruhi or whatever that was.
Yeah.
A Silent Voice, that's the movie that I've been trying to get you to watch. It's very sad. It's even sadder now.
Yep.
It's a real bummer, man. I hate that this happened. As I said in the little pre-thingy, there is a GoFundMe set up by Sentai. Check it out, man. Donate if you can. Otherwise, share it. Send your prayers and thoughts and good vibes. And like, if in case you're wondering, like I've read a statement and stuff that's saying that, like, Sentai is working with animation studios in Japan to make sure it gets there. They're working with GoFundMe. That money's not going anywhere until they know exactly where it's going and how it's going to be used, and making sure it's going to be used for the benefit of the studio and the victims. And I was talking to you about it. There's some witnesses and apparently a police thing. They haven't like interviewed. They have the person who did it. They haven't been able to interview him because like he was also injured, and they're keeping him alive so they can have a proper trial and all that stuff. But there's witnesses and a police report saying that like this guy apparently was saying something about they stole my idea, they plagiarized him or something. And there is a part of me that is like, oh, I wonder what that's about. I want to know what that's about. And there's a much larger part of me that says, you know what, fuck that. Whatever it is, there's nothing that could justify this level of violence and vitriol. And I hope I never find out what that was. I hope I never find out who this person is. I hope they take their justice in obscurity and I never have to hear about it. This monster.
Yep. But
yeah, it's a real bummer, man.
It is.
Yeah.
But our hearts go out to the people injured, the families that lost somebody. It really sucks. Shit like this sucks.
It sucks a lot.
And it's weird, it's like strange because it's not like something that regularly happens in such a niche community like the anime community. And
I will say that, like, talking about the anime community, God love them. You know, I'm not gonna pretend that like, yeah, I watch animes and stuff. I hate being called a weeb. I don't like being lumped into communities. Let me say that. But God bless the anime community, because that, and don't let this dissuade you from donating, because you still need to. But swear to God, dude, something like they had a goal for that fundraiser of like 750,000. They hit it within. They got like 500,000 within an hour. They had that goal met by the end, by like before 24 hours. Currently, just short of $1.7 million. That's to help these people and the victims and everything. That's beautiful. Amazing. In a horrible moment, that is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So keep it up. You know, donate if you can. If you can't, just share the link to other fans of anime that might want to help out in this time of need. But
please do.
Yeah, it sucks. Let's go into something a little less somber.
Yeah.
We do have a question this week.
Oh, how very exciting.
From our good buddy.
You send us questions.
From our good buddy Joshua.
Oh, it's nice.
He says,
what's he say?
What do you really wish got another season or an anime adaptation in the first place? And what do you wish never got and adapted into an anime?
First thing that springs to mind is Bloom Into You. I want a season 2.
Yeah. Okay. Oh god, that would be nice. Sure would be nice. Should be a lot cooler if it got a second season.
Beyond that, I'll think for a second. You got any for us?
The Devil is a part-timer for sure.
Yeah.
That one needs a second season. Damn it.
I think you saw you talking about that in a thing on Twitter, like one of those like somebody puts out a what show needs a second season. You were like, Devil's part-timer.
Yeah.
No.
Well, they had Mal, the main character, on the image. Like, how can you pick anything else? He's right there.
Avi.
Yeah, that needs a second season
for sure, man.
Let me tell you something that shouldn't have gotten an adaptation, or it got a very poor adaptation from it.
Why is it Boku no Pico?
It's not that. I've never watched that, nor have I read it, so I have no context.
Gross.
What I do have context of is Samurai Deeper Kyo. Whenever I was younger, like in maybe late middle school or so, I first started getting into manga. I really liked a manga called Samurai Deeper, and I read
sexy.
through it. Yeah, it's
kind of sexy.
Pretty sweet. It's a pretty sweet samurai manga.
Sounds really sexy.
It got an anime adaptation, and it is absolutely one of the worst animes I've ever seen in my life.
Bummer, dude.
It's terrible.
I'm sorry.
Freaking terrible. They ruined it. It's terrible. And maybe the manga was terrible and I was just too young to know, but I wasn't very old whenever I got the anime.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yep. Samurai Deeper Kyo should not have got the adaptation that it got. It's bad. Like dude, like every fight ends the same. In which there is no fight. They draw their swords, and then he says, he has a tagline, can you see the color red or something like that. I don't remember exactly what the tagline is anymore.
Okay.
And then the fight is over. Every time.
It just cuts?
Yeah.
It just cuts the fight out.
Even with the main bad guy. He says the line and it's done.
That's gross. That's gross and it sucks.
Yep. Terrible.
So wait, is it like the fight's over and he's just like putting his sword away and he's like, well, that's that? Or is it like the fight's like, is he at least like cut? Is he bleeding? Is there any damage on him? They just cut it out. It's like there was a fight scene and they cut it out.
I think sometimes they have like a wound or something.
Well, what's even the fucking point of that?
Yeah.
If you're going to cut the fights out, then what's the point?
It's trash, dude. It's freaking trash.
That sounds really bad, dude.
Yeah. So I got Devil's a part-timer for another season, and then Samurai Deeper Kyo for never getting made.
I'd have to think about this more because I never have a response to these quick. Obviously, like I said, I would love to see
Bloom Into You for sure.
Bloom Into You. I'd like to see more of that. That's fairly recent though. I want to go something like a little further back, but I'm having trouble thinking of anything.
Is there anything that you've read that you wish got an adaptation?
There is one thing I read.
It's a slash.
Yeah. There's another one that I would like to see more of, and that is Land of the Lustrous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was
absolutely
really cool. Wouldn't mind seeing more of that, and they even set it up for it, and I don't know that we're going to get it, but oh well. There is one, again, I've talked about this before. It's a thing that like is a manga. I've read a little bit of it recently. It's a little slice of life. And I don't know how an anime adaptation would work, but God knows I'd watch it if they did one. And that is Komi-san Can't Communicate, the one with the girl who has the stop me if you heard this one, crippling anxiety disorder, and she can't talk to people. But like the thing with her is like she literally can't talk to people at all, and like she managed to make a friend with a dude, and then he's trying to help her make more friends. It's basically Hitori Bochi, but in high school. And the thing about it is like she's so hot, she's like the class, you know, beauty and whatnot. So even though she doesn't say anything, everyone's in love with her. Everybody loves her so much and whatnot. And she's so like. She's very slender. She's got this long black hair. And when she's very flustered, instead of doing like the blobby face where like she's got the little dot eyes, they have her with these huge eyes and these little, when she's nervous, she goes, boop, and she's got little cat ears. It's super cute. It's fucking adorable. I'd watch that. I don't know how that would work, but I'd watch it.
Is there anything that you can think of that you watched that you might have had a frame of reference of with the source material that you thought was absolute trash?
Nothing comes to mind immediately.
Lion King live action?
Well, yeah. that was always going to be a mistake, and I'm bummed out about it. You know, everybody's losing their shit over the Cats trailer. Man, y'all ain't seen the Cats. Y'all ain't never seen Cats, the Broadway musical, and it shows. Like that whole. Do you know what I'm talking about, man? Have you seen Cats, the trailer?
The musical?
The musical. Have you seen Cats the musical? And there's a movie now that's apparently about to come out featuring. Listen to this shit.
Real cats?
No, Idris Elba, freaking Taylor Swift for some reason, James Corden, what's her name? It's Jennifer Hudson, I think. It's all these people. It's literally the musical Cats as a movie with all these actors. Do you know anything about Cats?
I have a cat.
Bro, the whole musical is literally about a bunch of cats who are gonna pick out which one of them get to die. And it's like, what? Y'all, it was always gonna be weird, and people are freaking out about the trailer. Saying they get to pick who gets to die is a little intense. It's basically like a reincarnation thing, kinda. Like they get to go to the High Town or whatever they call it. It's real doofy, but like, holy shit, people are losing their mind about that Cats trailer. And it's like, y'all don't even know the story, or else you'd be like, yeah, that tracks. It's weird.
Yeah,
it's a weird fucking thing.
I'm not familiar with it. I didn't know there was a movie coming out.
Watch that trailer.
I do have a good. Okay, here's a good.
Okay, give it to me. Give it to me.
For you to maybe find something that you hoped for was better. Live actions. Any live action?
Oh god, there's a billion of them.
Well, is there any that really disappointed you? That was maybe like anime or manga?
No, because I just don't watch them. They're always shit, so I just don't watch
any
them.
of them.
I think I might. No, I even like the only one I saw any of was like I sat down with some friends and watched like 20 minutes of the Dragon Ball Z from several years ago and didn't finish it. Like they're always trash, so I just don't watch them. Don't watch them.
They're actually not always trash.
Okay, give me one that's good.
Apparently, Alita was amazing. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
The live-action Rurouni Kenshin movies are pretty good. And
I was never into Kenshin in the first place, honestly. I couldn't get down with it.
Well, all right. Well,
that's just me.
It doesn't change the fact that I thought that it was pretty good. Okay. Yeah. Shoot, that's about it.
Oh no!
Actually, I've seen some live action episodes of the live action GTO.
Okay.
They're kind of hard to find, but I have seen some of it, and it was pretty funny still. I still liked it.
Don't you want more GTO? Don't you want GTO in America?
Yeah. Oh man, can we get the GTO reboot? I would shitty me britches.
You'd shitty your britches?
I'd shitty me britches, me boy.
Why are you Irish? Why are you lucky? They're after me shitty britches. What the hell is that?
Shitty me britches. Now I'm a pirate.
Yeah, I don't know what else I want more of. Or a thing that was made that I think shouldn't have been made. I gotta get these ahead of time. Was this on the YouTube and I just missed it?
Yeah.
Damn, that's on me then. That's on me. I don't know then, guys. I'm sorry. I really let you down.
That's okay. We talked through it. You can use Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
obviously.
Fine.
Let me just...
You saw enough of it to know that it was Garbo. Why was Yamcha so ugly in that movie? He was hard to look at.
I'm telling you, he's so hot, bro.
Yeah. Well, they pretend like it's hot, and it's okay if you're a little ugly. I'm a little ugly. We all a little ugly here and there. But this guy was not Yamcha. He was not handsome. It was bad. That movie was just bad. It was absolute ass.
I'm just like looking through a list of like mangas that shouldn't have been made into anime. And
You didn't see the Ghost in the Shell movie?
No, I did not. Of course I didn't. Are you kidding me? There was no way I was ever gonna see that. Oh man, they're shitting on Flowers of Evil, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Well, like compared to the manga, I guess.
Oh, well, the manga goes much further.
Yeah.
I would love to get more of that, actually. I don't know. I don't know that I would love to get more of that.
It sounds like it hurt you.
I want to read it.
Oh, okay.
I think I could handle that.
You
Because I can
think?
stop and I put a bookmark in and I can move it away.
Oh, I got one. It's kind of a cop out, but the what do you call the Junji Ito stuff? The live action movie, and to some extent the little anime they put up.
I like the anime. I thought it was good enough.
I couldn't really get into it, and also I read most of those. I've read a lot of those stories already, and I'm like,
yeah,
dude, that just the way that the stuff looks is incredibly disturbing, and that's enough for me, bud.
Yeah,
but yeah, the movie I watched a little bit of it, and I was like, oh, this is not great.
Okay, that's fair. That's a fair one. I can't believe people are hating on the Flowers of Evil anime. I mean, apparently it adapts it very well up until the point where they end it, in which the end of it essentially ends in a giant the person that did it, the writer or whatever that worked on the anime as well, they knew that they weren't going to get another season. They got this amount of episodes and that was it. So the end ends in a giant flash forward and then back to reality. And it does it in a way that it like pretty much sells you the books. I've looked at the books a lot and I've been waiting for them to get kind of more in my price range because I want to have them and I do want to read them. But yeah, I mean, from what I understand, it was really well done. People just didn't like the way that it ended. Yeah. They don't like the idea that it's not going to get more. Well, tough shit. That's how the fucking industry works.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. So I would, but it's cool because they managed to wrap it in a way of somebody like me that I don't really care to own a lot of books. I'm not a very booky person, but it wrapped up in a way I was like, man, I really want those books so I can know where this story goes, because I think it has 3 phases and this goes over the first phase.
Oh man, I just thought of another one I wouldn't mind seeing more of. You ever see Princess Jellyfish?
I saw a little of it.
That's a cute show.
Yeah.
That's a good cute show.
You want more Princess Jellyfish?
I do. Okay. I remember liking the show a lot. It was a cute show.
Is there anything you would want to get a reboot?
A reboot. Fucking Fully Coolly Progressive. No.
I mean, they weren't that bad.
It was fine.
I'm talking about something old, something
old,
something that could use, get that Dororo treatment.
Baby, I've learned be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, that's true.
I've had a few that I was like, man, that'd be cool, and then it happens, and I'm like, oh.
I would love to get old GTO, of course, a new polished GTO. That'd be awesome. Oh man, I had another one right there in front of my brain, and it's gone now.
It's gone forever. You fool.
Damn it. What was I gonna say?
Something funny. Well.
Oh. No.
It's gone forever.
I can't believe I lost my thought.
The goo took it. The goo has taken it from you.
Man, and I've been trying to avoiding coughing for like the past 20 minutes now. And it's there it is.
Now you remember.
Yep. No, I don't.
Damn.
It was just the cough.
Damn.
It's just the goose screwing me again.
Oh no.
Screwed by goo, my dude.
Not the goo, my dude. All right.
You can roll us out of here while
Let's roll on out of here, y'all. Thank you for the question. Josh, was it?
Yep, it was Josh.
Thank you very much. I'm just gonna have to remember to like ask you before we start recording. Did we get a question? So I have a little more time to think about it because I'm gonna miss them. But yeah, thanks a lot for the question. Sorry I couldn't give a better answer. Love y'all. But let's hit on them plugs. So if you want to ask us any questions, and I'll promise to actually have an answer next time. I'm sorry. But if you want to ask us any questions or give us any comments or tell us what you think about what we've been watching or what you've been watching or any of that good stuff, there's a number of ways to do that. Monster is
what I would like.
What is Monster?
It's a Oh my god, it was a really freaking great anime. I can't remember who wrote it, but I will. It's on the tip of my tongue. The anime is called Monster. It's set in Germany. The guy is a doctor who's been kind of disgraced, defamed for something, because essentially one of the people that he saved was a total psychopath, and they spent their life to ruin his. And he's traveling and helping people while he's on the run, essentially from the law and all sorts of other people. He's pretty much marked as a criminal, and he's trying to get his reputation back because he is genuinely a good dude.
Gotcha.
He's a good doctor. And he it's essentially a travel into madness via this doctor and this person, Johann, who is stalking him.
That sounds wild.
Yeah, it was excellent. Freaking excellent. And they should remake it. There we go.
And if you have any opinions on that, there's a number of ways you can tell them about it. Tell us about them. If you're on the YouTube, you can, of course, leave us a comment. That's Rapid Cake Media on YouTube. We do have the Gmail. That is thegoodbuddiesanimepod@gmail.com. We have the Tumblr, which is dead and zombified, thegoodbuddies.tumblr.com. We have the Twitter, TGB_animepod. We have the Facebook group, The Good Buddies Universe on Facebook. And, of course, anywhere you listen to these fine podcasts, you can leave us a question or comment, give us the rating and thumbs up and whatever it is, all 5 stars. That's Apple Podcasts. We got Stitcher. We got Podcast Addict. That's what I use. We're on Podbean. All the cool stuffs. Not on Spotify because we ain't cool enough and they ain't cool enough for us. I thank you. Beyond that, we do want to give a shout out to our good buddies, Married with Seamonsters, a.k.a. the Mary Janes, for use of our opening theme song, Paperdoll. Now, they are on Spotify because they're so cool, but that track, as well as so many other hot fire tracks, are only available on marriedwithseamonsters.bandcamp.com. Again, that's marriedwithseamonsters.bandcamp.com. We do, of course, want to give a shout out to our good buddy, A Petty Theft. That is how it's pronounced. 2 P's at the beginning, 2 T's at the end. Petty Theft for the use of our closing theme song, Sweet Anime Dreams. Again, that's Petty Theft on SoundCloud and on Twitter. And one more shout out to our good buddy Haas for the use of our closing theme song on the YouTube review. That's The Buddy's Good. Again, Thomas Tastes Better on Instagram. And that's about it. You want to take us out? What are we doing? Do you want to just do a shout out to Kill Anime? Kill Annie?
I mean, yeah, we can.
Yeah, let's just do that.
I don't know how do you shout him out? Go watch Violet Evergarden.
I tell you what we do. We tell you to go watch Violet Evergarden, go watch A Silent Voice, go watch any number of things, and I think we give them a moment of silence for our way out.
Okay, that's good for me.
So from all of us here at the Good Buddies Universe, I am your good buddy Brandon.
And I am your good buddy Roger.